Squawk Box breaking news, just to recap what's happening here. The Commerce Department just issuing a plan, an order really today that will now bar people in the United States from using and downloading WeChat and video sharing app TikTok. That will start on Sunday, September 20th. I want to stay on this topic right now and dig into what it means for the trade war and the broader markets. Joining us right now is Luke Ellis, CEO of Man Group, one of the world's largest hedge funds with more than $100 billion in assets under management. Luke, help us just sort of think through what you think the implications are for the markets and what could turn out to be a broader trade war if, in fact, you think this is a final decision.
Morning, Andrew. Well, look, I think this is a good example of what I suspect we're going to see a lot over the next 2 or 3 months, which is just this is more about politics than it is anything else. There's going to be a competition amongst the presidential campaigns to look more aggressive on China. It's very hard to see how you get resolution of much of anything during this window. And so, markets are just going to have to get used to the fact that we're going to get a bunch of headlines which sound more and more hawkish. If it's real and we get through the election, I'm absolutely sure the Chinese would retaliate. My guess is probably they won't in the short term because they know a lot of stuff is going on around getting through the election. So you've got this thing where politics is going to ramp up the rhetoric around the trade talks. I listened to that quote of the statement, and Wilbur Ross's statement basically sounded like a campaign statement, right? So this is just what we're going to have to deal with for the next few months.
Luke, though, to the degree you think that the Chinese would retaliate, what does that look like to you? And as an investor, how do you want to be positioned if that's the case?
I think you have to, so for the next couple of months, you've got to deal with choppiness and you've got to stay relatively light on your feet. But I think, what if China is forced to retaliate? Actually, the TikTok is very important. The WeChat is more important. WeChat is really an institution in China or amongst Chinese people. And, all of we have a bunch of Chinese nationals work for us in the States. And, they all use WeChat to communicate with their family. That's, the sort of Chinese diaspora uses that. And so, I'm pretty sure if that goes all the way through, then China will be looking to retaliate on something which looks like a tech bellwether that's operating in China.
Are you making reference to Apple?
I'm avoiding making reference to Apple. Look, I think there's Apple has done a remarkably good job of managing to keep a foot in both camps and to maintain good relations. And so hopefully for the sake of Apple shareholders, they'll keep doing that. But, I don't think the Chinese government, if this plays all the way through, is going to leave it without any form of pushback.